Dear Rentals Club members, today I'm with Carlos Perez Lanzac. He's the founder of the VITUR Summit, one of the biggest vacation rental conferences in the world, especially in Europe. So we'll be talking with him about why you should be attending this conference, what you're going to be finding, the topics, agenda. We're going to be also talking about something very special about this conference. For example, this the living experience, which is, I think, a live apartment with all the things you can see to what it's like to have a great short-term rental. And also we'll be talking about something a bit special. Again, VITUR is very special, so in the sense that there's a lot of advocacy, a lot of relationship with a professional association, with also the politicians. And so I think it has to do in part with Andalusia, the place where VITUR is born. So a lot of agenda, a lot of things to talk about. So without further ado, let's welcome Carlos. Carlos, how are you?
I'm good, thank you too. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time. And as summary, maybe the introduction reflected, quite a busy agenda for you, I can imagine. I think so VITUR is taking place on the 6th and 7th of October in Malaga, in Spain. So how busy are you right now organizing all this?
It's busy. Obviously, we got people. We got like over 120 different speakers. This year, we divided the agenda. In the first day on Wednesday, on the 5th, is going to be the VITUR forum in Spain. That we decided to have a separate block for the Spanish markets. As you know, Spain is one of the most relevant destination across Europe. If we must remember that Europe is at the moment absorbing 80% of the global inbound tourism. So Europe is a massive destination. And then in Spain itself, it's about 83 millions. It was pre-pandemic, and I think we're going to be getting there by the end of next year. So yes, we did decided to have a bit of a exclusive agenda for the Spanish market, but then we have VITUR Summit, 6th and the 7th, the convention center, as you said, in beautiful and sunny Malaga. And again, we have speakers coming from Israel, US, UK, pretty much everywhere. So it's super exciting, super excited. And we try to have an agenda that it's pretty much represented what's going on in the short-term rental, the multifamily sector at the moment.
So talking about that, so who should be coming? Who should be attending the summit? And maybe can you give a few highlights about the agenda?
Of course, we are very focused on the property managers. One of the things we do actually, which is something we're very proud of, is we wanted to understand the technology or how the short-term rental of the future is going to look like how is a smart apartment is looking at like, right? With all the technology available. So we built a real life apartment in the venue. We have a conference area and then that exhibitor area. And that apartment, it's actually this year is going to be double the size. So basically, we wanted to understand like how technology is changing the way we property managers work and do the property management services. So basically, this is going to define the new concept of how we understand customer experience, how we understand sustainability, because there is a massive concern across the industry, how we understand how we property managers and operators are adding value to the guests and to the property manager. This is a good way to actually touch and feel that experience. In terms of agenda, we have actually this year we included a lot of content about how to grow your portfolio, like what's happening actually if your company is acquired, how is your strategy for growth. We've seen that we're going through the consolidation of the industry. That consolidation is working on a parallel level with branding, like how is like there are new brands coming into the game, and obviously they are either growing through M&A or organic growth, or either they are building a very solid brand and more conscious about like their marketing, right? So we invited a few guys from pretty much Europe and the United States. We got Steve Milo, Henry Kelber from Aways. So all these big players that they already have a massive portfolio, and they can definitely give us good lessons. And then all the top experts like Richard Boughton. Again, we trying to cover all the field and all the spectrum that is having the vacation rental. We are trying also to get a big part of the industry, which is the real estate investment, like what's happening and what's the mentality of those investors from an institutional investor point of view to a private investor to a private owner. So all that is also going to be covered in the agenda.
Indeed, what's very important and interesting, right? You are helping people understand how to scale in a way, and you have these very big names in the property management industry coming, like from the US or from Europe. But as well, you also bring something special, I think, to this kind of conference, is the advocacy, right? I think you really have like very strong links. I think I think the region, even the region where you are, is actually working with you hand in hand, like say local authorities are working hand in hand with you, a vacation rental event organizer, which is not something we often hear. So what's the secret? What's special about the summit and maybe about Andalusia?
Well, we started this as a small event. It was a group of also for property managers. We had a concern about legislation. Most of the conference and events that we attend in the industry, and again, if you do your SWOT analysis, either you are a private investor or tech investor, you look at the industry, legislation definitely should be on the top. It is definitely affecting your bottom line, and it's something that's going to affect your decision in making. So we make sure that we've been counting and taking into account what's going to be happening and talk to these decision makers, those ones that have the power to rule our industry, and have them close and then get them to understand our industry a little bit better. As I said, we started as a casual local event, and then it's been growing because obviously we saw there was an opportunity there and the market was growing. So this is a great opportunity for these politicians and policymakers to understand, to get closer to the industry. And when they arrive, they see that pavilion and they go like, wow, this is an industry. And we help them with those solutions, either with sound detectors to have no problem with the neighbors, etc., either to provide solutions for some of the concerns that they have. So it is actually very important that they get a wider view of our industry. And I think that's one of the things that we accomplished at VITUR Summit.
And so obviously it's it's a global summit in a sense that you're dealing with data trends that are very global. But again, so I think Andalusia is also very important. Also, like, how big is the short-term rental industry there?
Actually, that's one of the reasons why we decided to leave the event here in Malaga. So Spain, well, Europe is 50% of the global market. We represent 50%. Spain is 351,000 vacation rentals. Andalusia is 92,000, so it's already a huge market. And then Costa del Sol, Marbella, and all that province, that area is 51,000. So it is already a very mature and consolidated market, and it's actually huge. You've got all the segments pretty much of the industry here. You got luxury, you got ski resorts, you got urban. So all the different models is pretty much compact in this region.
Fantastic. And then last thing so obviously there's content, there's a lot to learn. And how about networking? That's my last question. What should people be expecting of networking?
Well, to be honest, I think that's something we've been considering as well very carefully. And then for this year, if you look at the agenda, all the speakers are C-level leaders and decision makers of the field. So what we've been making sure is that in the level of networking, it's going to be ranging a lot. So again, from the CEOs of the companies, we made sure we had an event that is also adapted to the different level. So we also organizing this VIP private dinner with a Michelin star restaurant, something special with a limited group of leaders, focus group, to talk about what's happening next. If you look at this claim, the claim that we have for this year is VITUR Summit next. We've been going through the pandemic. There's been a lot going on this year. We started with a pandemic. We ended the year with a recession. So all leaders, I think, are scratching their heads and thinking like, what's going to be happening next. So again, we trying to make sure we got an event that is complying or meeting the expectation of all the different levels of the members in the industry.
That's such a great presentation. I'm I this whole fear of missing out, because I will be sadly missing out thing, but I think RentalScope will be there, Yuvica and our team will be there, and we'll be able to, people from our RentalScope friends will be able to, meet up there as well. It's fantastic, and thanks for this presentation. I think it's really engaging presentation to understand what's happening. And so, if people want to know about the summit, want to buy tickets, where should they go?
They've got VITURSummit.com is the website. It's available. Again, the event, your international event is the 6th and the 7th of October in the convention center. And then at VITURSummit.com, they can go to the ticket section. They've got different ranges, visitor, business, or full pass. Most of the international attendees, they go for the full pass because there's a gala dinner included, and then the level of networking and the access that you get is obviously higher. And again, the agenda is a way more dynamic for a full pass. So again, and we are already getting the last few tickets coming because it's just 2 weeks ahead. So yeah, we looking forward to it. And of course, we are super happy to have RentalScale as one of our partners, media partners. It's been already a couple of years already of collaboration, and we look forward to have you finally in person next edition.
Yeah, fantastic. Once the family is is fully there. Carlos Perez-Lanzac, once again, you're the founder of VITUR Summit. Thank you so much for your time today, and we'll be, of course, talking a bit more about the conference over the next week on rentalscaleup.com. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Done.
Yeah. The button to stop recording. Where did they move the button? Okay, arrêtez. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. Okay, cool. Thanks for your
time for your next call. Yeah.
Super interesting and a lot of content. So we make a video and an article with it and push it. Perfect.
Cool. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. Cheers.
Yeah.